Hi, this is Sanjay Verma, the Indian Consul General, and I take this opportunity to wish all my fellow Indian nationals a very happy Independence Day. It is another day to celebrate, to reflect, and to carry forward the dreams of our nation builders to build a unique nation in the world, an inclusive nation, a pluralistic nation, a nation which somewhere holds the template for the world, in that people of different persuasions and faith can actually work, live, and prosper together. So let us, as Indians, rejoice in this overwhelmingly profound thought of coexistence which we practice and preach to the world.
One of the quotations that we heard in your speech earlier today was by the Honorable President's address to the nation on the eve of the 67th Independence Day. And this was Mahatma Gandhiji's quote. I want to read it because I'm scared I might misquote it. It's a beautiful line. It says, Mahatma Gandhi advised us to avoid politics without principles, wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, and worship without sacrifice. Now, this is quite an incredible message actually to bring from the father of the nation. We're looking at a quote which is so many years ago. How is it applicable to our nation today, and more so to us as we're based in Dubai and in the Northern Emirates?
I think these are, eternal existential questions. I mean, if you have an answer, this is a question to that answer.
Yeah.
You have this, you have that, but did you achieve that by these touchstones? Well, that brings me to the fact that we were discussing about Mahatma Gandhiji. He's very prolific. He's a great thought leader, and I think about 20 odd volumes of work. One of the greatest benefits of history we have had is during the freedom independence movement. I think the coalition of leadership which emerged from all parts of India, from Bengal, Subhash Chandra Bose, Rajgopalacharya from the south, Gandhiji from the west, Ambedkar from Maharashtra, Pandit Nehru from Uttar Pradesh, so many, Bhagat Singh they were also thought leaders. They wrote prolifically.
Yeah.
Ambedkar's volumes, Nehru's incredible books, his speeches, Mahatma Gandhi's. So they weren't just politicians, they were statesmen, they were thinking intellectuals.
Yes.
And they had a vision, and they thought that vision out. So in their writings they spelled it out. So not only did we have a coalition of leaders from all parts of the country, we had great minds, and this is what, this was recently written very well about my own, whom I consider one of India's finest intellectuals today, Ramchandra Guha, the historian from Tamil Nadu, settled in Bangalore, studied in Calcutta and Delhi. Again, I'm just trying to paint
a national
India.
picture, actually, yeah.
And somebody who's an authority on cricket, environment, on modern Indian history. He pointed this out, and we were lucky. We were lucky as if divinity decided to put a lot of good luck, good people together for India, and send them, by an aircraft in the early part of the 20th century, and sort of go build a nation.
Yeah.
And so that process now continues. We're going to build on it. It's a mind-boggling exercise. 1.2 billion people, all the faiths of the world, all the complexities. Yesterday I was reading Konkani. Now Konkani is a language which is not spoken by too many people in India, on the Konkan coast, starting from Maharashtra, Goa, probably parts of Karnataka, Kerala. Now Konkani is scripted in 5 different scripts. It's scripted in Kannada, in Malayalam, in Urdu, in Devanagari, and English. Now this is the mind-boggling complexity. Now people would try and create space for Konkani as they see it. It should be written in this format or that format.
Yeah.
I'm just giving an example of we could be a different planet in terms of the biodiversity of our people. And so, keeping them all together, making the country stronger. Sure, there are deficits. We could have done this, we could have, grown faster. But it's a challenge. It's a challenge in every step of the way, but India moves at its own pace. It's a solid, it's a sturdy pace. It's not a pace which will go back into history. It doesn't weaken. It only gets stronger.
I have another thing that I wanted to bring up with you, and this is over the last few years, I've interacted with the consulate very often, but not, this is more as an Indian citizen, perhaps for attestations, for visa, for passports and stuff like that. I must say I'm very impressed with some of the changes that have happened over the last few years. I renewed my passport in October. It took me 3 days. I dropped it off on a I think a Monday, and I had it by Wednesday or Thursday in the office. It's incredible. What are the changes that have happened recently at the consulate which have sort of made these things possible? We're quite proud that we've got the ability to get these things done so fast without really much effort from our end. What are some of the changes that I can see a lot of renovations happening as well?
Thank you for the compliments. Yeah, what is the renovation? That's a long-standing need which we are finally plugging. The improvement of service is a process. I just happen to be here during a part of the process. I didn't originate it. My predecessors have worked very hard on this. But the idea is to outsource services to the extent we can, simply because we are too small to handle the demands made on us. So we need to work with the private sector, and that's what we're doing. Thank you for your kind words, but occasionally we do screw up and we get nasty mails. Like I was telling you, I got a mail the other day asking me, you don't deserve to hoist the national flag. Not because of the consular services, but because of, there are periods when there is despair, there is complaints, and people feel that a lot could have been done, and well, that's part of life. So while majority are happy, sometimes there are areas where we can do better. But media here plays an important role, and spread the good word and tell us where we are wrong or where we can improve. Give us tips on how to get better.
I know last year there was special sessions that we had at the consulate for financial advice and things like that for Indian citizens. Any other programs like that are happening?
No, that's a continuing program now. We have this number 800 India, 800-46342, 800-46342, and you can call that 24 hours a day. It's multilingual helpline for Indian nationals where you can arrange for yourself free counseling, with a psychologist or a financial consultant or a lawyer on any issues you may have. Or
this is pro bono, so it's
pro bono, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So what we did on a voluntary basis here, financial counseling, etc. Now we moved it onto a different platform, for the entire community. So 800 India is the number. Call them.
That is perhaps one of the coolest numbers a consulate can get. What's your number? 800 India. So that's for a lawyer. So you want legal advice, you want financial advice, and psychological. So that's incredible. I feel very proud. I haven't done anything towards this end, but I feel very proud. Thank you very much, and wishing you a very happy event.